This is going to be the first video in the spiritual transformation anime series, and we're starting off with what shadow work can look like, and what the transformation and the mental battles and doing the work inside can look like.
Please don't do it!
The first part is starting off, and that's the hardest part, and usually when you're starting off, you could be beaten up, you could be feeling defeated, you could be feeling down. And what your motivator should be is that you're going to come out of this a whole new person. You're going to come out of this strong, healthy, fast, alive, glowing, all those good things. And, but the getting started, that part is intimidating. You can see him right here. He's going a little crazy. He's scared, and that's all a part of the journey. Okay, you see him right here. He's doing the sit-ups and stuff, but you can clearly see that he's still a broken person. Literally. And this is just a metaphor for what's going on with us on the inside. He's all broken all over, and he's trying to get started, but he hasn't really, like, this is when we go to the gym, or this is when we we change our wardrobe, or we do some external changes, but we haven't gone on the inside to really find our power and find what it takes to become a whole new person, to fight the battles. We haven't gained the strength to fight the battles that we need to.
I've got a lot of work to do if I want to get my power level up as high as Vegeta's. I might as well go ahead and start training now.
When you see him get on the spaceship, this is a metaphor for him going deep inside of his subconscious mind. And what that really is where you start to go through your memories and go through your past and go through things that have happened that have made you the person that you are. And you're going through your programming like you're a computer. You're going through your different software, your hardware, your RAM, your memory, think about it like that. And the weight increases as he goes deeper into his mind, and he has more, like, he's fighting bigger battles, because it starts off with something small, like maybe you had an accident or something in second grade. It's like, okay, I'm a second grader. Second graders have an accident, but that accident might have caused you a lot of trauma or something. But that might be easier to get over, because it was like, man, I was second grade. I was like 7 or 8. I'm not that old, So in your mind, that might not be a big of a deal as it was when you were like 15 or when you were like 10, you know what I'm saying? So that might be the 20 times gravity that he's facing. But as he kicks it up, you're going to see what happens.
Just one last session at 20 times gravity, and then I'll be able to turn it up a notch.
Another thing to note is that he had to master the 20 times gravity before that he could move on. So, before you can move on to bigger things and some of your bigger battles, you got to master where you're at, and you got to celebrate your victories and your wins. You got to celebrate your breakthroughs. That's a part of the journey too. And before he moves on to a higher weight, he double and triple checks that he's fully prepared. So our version of this would be like, so let's go back to that scenario of being in third grade and using the bathroom on yourself. Does that really still bother you? Are you still triggered by this? Is that something that's really still weighing on your mind? You have to do little checks. And basically that's what he's doing. He's making sure I've mastered this before he goes on to the next level. So remember, as he raises the level, he's going deeper into his subconscious. That's why it's the gravity, it's weighing him down. These are the things that we walk around with that weigh us down, in life. That's how people develop hunchbacks sometimes, because they're walking around with their head down because of what's going on inside, and it's reflecting in their posture. And notice as he raises it to 50, it's not as hard as it was when it was at 20, because he already has that experience of going inside and doing these battles. So now, even though it is a tougher battle, don't get me wrong, there's more weight now. Now he might be dealing with something that's way more traumatic. He might be dealing with the grief. You might be dealing with something that's way more traumatic than that second grade example. But because you have the tools, and the tools will be your spiritual practice, your mental health practice, your diet, whatever it may be, whatever healthy lifestyle choices that you make, whatever routine that you develop. Now that he has that, it's a lot easier when he goes to that higher level of weight, or he goes deeper into his subconscious, as a part of his shadow work. So in the show right here, his ship started going through a magnetic storm where they couldn't control the gravity machine anymore. So instead of him being at a weight that he could handle while he's trying to do his work, his training, it became unbearable without his control. And this is a metaphor for when we think, we're making progress and stuff, and we are making progress. At any point, a storm of things that trigger us, a storm of things that remind us, or a storm of anything can come at any point, and it could be hitting you back to back to back to back to back, and the people on the TV, the characters, you can look at them from whatever perspective you want to, whether it be you want to say those are friends and family, whether you want to say that's like a therapist, whether you want to be spiritual and say those are like spirit guides or angels or whatever. But you notice that they're trying to comfort him from the other side of their TV, but there's not really too much they can do for him. It's like he has to fight that battle by himself. So this part right here, it actually gets crazy for the character because he ends up breaking all the bones in his body because of the gravitational weight being too much for him to handle while he's hanging upside down. And this could be looked at metaphorically as having a breakdown, while you're doing your work, while you're making progress and stuff. It's just so many things that come at you at once that you weren't prepared for. While he was going into the training, he was slowly raising the weight. He was slowly, doing things at his own pace. And then one day it just all came to him at once. And the only progression, the only thing that he had was the progress that he was already making. And really and truly, you can tell that this is all about the mind, because he has to use his mind in the end to mentally will himself to shut the machine off and find the thing that's going to heal his body. And that's what we have to do. When when everything is going down and going array, it almost hurts twice as much because you're doing the work and you're trying to make yourself better. And then all of these unexpected things are happening. But that's probably some of the most important times where you have to really stay on the path, and the only thing you're going to have is your mental strength. You see, the people on the other side of the TV, all they were doing was hoping and wishing for him, because that's all people could really do for you, because at the end of the day, you're going to have to do it yourself. But in the end, he was able to triumph. All that work and stuff that he put in, it wasn't to no avail. He was able to get up, turn the machine off, and find the thing to heal his body and be good again. So he started off broken. That experience broke him down completely many times over, but he came out of that, healed.
I can't believe I've gotten this much stronger! Incredible! I don't even feel this gravity at all. It's almost like I'm weightless. I feel light as a feather. Watch my speed. I feel good.
This last part is the benefits of doing the work. That's why he's saying he feels light as a feather, and he's bouncing around and he's almost acting childlike, because now he is healed. The show was just showing you someone who was going through training and fighting and doing stuff like that, but it's all metaphors for how the healing that he was doing on the inside of his mind. That's why you just see him going through deep space, because that's all a metaphor for being in the subconscious mind. And now that he's healed, he feels more powerful. Now he's ready to tackle anything. Now he's ready to move on to the next thing. Now he feels he doesn't have that weight on him anymore. He feels light as a feather. And that's something that you can, and we all should be striving to achieve too. And this is what the benefits of doing the work looks like, but this is just to end this part 1 right here. Part 2 coming soon.